Okay. Okay. All right, I'm going to call the meeting to order, and we're going to do things a little different tonight. Since we don't have enough board members here yet, we're going to go straight to administrative reports.
Well, let's go to recognitions.
Oh,
Well,
recognitions.
wait. Let's wait for a few board members.
Okay.
Okay.
Administrative reports, Dr. Myers.
Okay. We are officially back from break. School started up last week. And we're in our first full week of school now. We started back with a professional learning opportunity where we pulled the entire district together to make sure we're all on the same page, headed down the path toward unifying efforts, if you will, around teacher clarity and MTSS strategies. Then after the grand opening, the individual buildings went to their own environs where the principals worked with them more on, their with the language for each level. So we're launched, and that's a good thing. Secondly, Trent Speck is here from EMC, and with a little bit of celebration. If you come up here, Trent, please, and push the button, make sure you have a green light on. For the second year running now, EMC is prepared to deliver us with a dividend check.
Yep, I'm Trent Speck, as most of you guys know, with Iron Insurance. Sean Myers transitioned this account to myself last July. Me and him both came, so I'm the account exec, and Megan Sutton is the account manager. But EMC, the school district is in a dividends program. The last 19 years, previous before the last two, did not pay out. They reworked some of their values on insuring buildings because they felt like a lot of the buildings were underinsured. So they came back in the last 2 years. It's been profitable when talking about school districts. So this year I am presenting you guys a 2 dividends check. One is $26, and then the other is $15,199. So it's about 10 to 15% of all the policies with EMC, which is property, casualty, everything besides the work comp. So,
All right. Well, we appreciate that. If you give that to Mike, that'd be great.
Thanks, Trent.
Mike, you need my account number?
So I think 15,225 is what it came out to be. So the other 2 things I wanted to talk about, which I'm sure Dr. Myers is going to go over, is the chiller that went out in November. The chiller went out, so Dr. Myers called me, and he was kind of worried about not having insurance on it. Of course, whenever someone calls and they say, hey, do we have insurance on this piece of equipment, we automatically want to make sure that we wrote it right. But I told Dr. Myers that there was a $100,000 limit on equipment breakdown. Insurance is really, really tough to read sometimes. So Doug Keller and Sean Myers wrote it correctly. Equipment breakdown goes back to the value of the building. And that was literally the last paragraph of the policy, and that was after you guys had a board meeting in December. So EMC is taking care of the whole $330,000 replacement cost for the chiller, which is really great news. So, and then of course, new claim that we started or are looking at, which I'm sure Dr. Myers is going to talk about more in depth tonight. But me and him have had talks, and Sean Myers, about what will happen and how will it impact the insurance going forward. We just want to reassure you guys that EMC has a long-standing relationship with USD 363 and it's been a good business for them. If you look at it, business risk, USD 363 really hasn't had any major claims, or what we call in the insurance world, shock claims. I think the last one was 2007 when the roof blew off the building, I was still in high school at that time. So looking back at it, can I sit here and say that you're not going to take it's not going to go up? Of course I can't, but I think the overall picture is our job as your representative to make sure that you guys are getting a fair price, and that's what me and Sean will for sure do. So if you guys had any questions about the claims or the dividends checks, I would be happy to answer them.
Dividend's gonna be annual or just gonna be?
So it goes annually. It just depends on the claim spend from that year. So, the last 19 years, EMC hasn't been profitable when it came to the school districts. The last 2 years, they evaluated how they rate the property. They were feeling like they were underinsuring. some of the properties, some of these buildings that were built 40 years ago and trying to replace them now, it's complex in nature and making sure that you have the proper amount. So they feel that they've done a better job of it the last 2 years, and they've been able to charge you in the forefront of it and then give some back on the back end. So thank you guys again for trusting us, and thank you guys for your business.
Thanks, Trent.
Appreciate it, Trent, thank you. A couple other things on my report. The electronic display board, if you'll remember, we're doing that in concert with the city of Holcomb. I had a conversation with the city attorney right before Christmas break. He's working out language details for access and whatnot, so it's still on the highway, just we're waiting for all the legal machinations to occur. The last thing is that, Trent mentioned there, the water line damage break at the middle school. We're following the deep freeze that had occurred. This impacts the office and the hallway, the south hallway. Very pleased and proud of the entire janitorial staff and the maintenance team, and Lance and his crew came in and got everything all dried up. But then we have to, move down the path of water mitigation and whatnot. So that's what Trent was kind of alluding to as far as turning in the next claim. Working with both Trent and with Sean, there's an X amount of special dollar amount where we would make the determination that it is in our best interest to turn it in for insurance. Regardless, tonight, when we get back to approving the agenda, I'm asking the board to make the motion to approve the middle school water project damage to be paid out of contingency reserve to take care of that like we did with the chiller. And then, the way I want that motion to be done is up to, and then if we end up using something else, then that's great. And how the chiller came through is now we're going to be spending a grand total of $10,000 because that's our deductible, and Iron or EMC is covering the rest of it. So when we get back in here in just a moment to do the agenda, that's what that's all about. So, and that's my report, Mr. Jones.
So now, we're going to go back. There's a couple of things to add to the agenda. In unfinished business A, the theater presentation, we're going to table that because he's sick.
Yep, till next week, next month.
And then add a D, and that's the middle school water damage project.
There you go.
Okay, with those additions,
We've got 4.
we got 4. He's watching the football game, so we'll leave him be. All right, I need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Jill and Casey. Moved and second to approve the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, now I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Casey
Second.
and Jill. Moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so Rudy, you're here at 6:08. All right, let's move to recognitions.
And with the arrival of Dr. Ruda, this month January is officially the Board of Education Recognition Month. There you go. This is my 16th year of serving as a superintendent, and honestly and truly, every time a new board member comes on, basically it's a new board because the chemistry is a little bit different. So in 16 years of me being a superintendent, I bet you I've probably had 11 boards, and so I would probably rank this board in the top 12. Somewhere in the top 12 of the best boards I've ever had. No, I really
KU football,
yeah, kind of like KU football. Really do appreciate you guys as far as your dedication to what we do. I'm going to make sure you get extra zeros on your check that you normally receive for your board contributions. You do have in front of you really cool things from the kindergarten, different things about just their ideas about school and whatnot. And you have a couple tokens of our appreciation, the platters and the creme brulee cakes. So, and if you decide you don't want those, I'm sure there are people out in the audience who would like the cakes. So I want to recognize the school board for all the good hard work that you do. And like I said, I know it's a thankless job with lots of pay. So thank you very much for everything you do. That's it, Matt.
Thank you. You couldn't get anything in there for us in that omnibus bill they just?
I tried.
I mean, 1.7 trillion, you could have got us at least $1. So,
You got a cake.
yeah, all right, let's move to financials and Mike.
Okay, on page 2 of the warrants, down towards the middle, High Plains Co-op, we made 2 different payments to them this month for One was categorical aid through the state, and the other one was our portion, quarterly portion to them. 131,156 and 93,752.25. And then just below that, Image Learning, $8,700 to Edgenuity for the online classes that we have here. And then on page 4, the total warrants for the month, $418,095.56.
And if you take out the amount we paid to High Plains, that brings it down to the $200,000 range, which is a pretty successful month.
And then our revenue expense balances on page 6 are in line where we expect to be. And then page 8, the same with our fund expense summary. And then, of course, you got the transfers and the high school, middle school reports behind that. So if you have any questions.
I'll
Sure.
make a motion to approve financials and $418,095.56.
Okay, Casey
Second.
and Jill. Moved and second to accept the financials at $418,095.56. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, no public patron. We'll go back to administrative reports and Tom, buildings.
I really have nothing besides it was a great week after Christmas. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. It was a busy week.
Well, water lines breaking and all that good stuff, so. Yeah, well, that's always good. All right, Lance, grounds.
Nothing further.
All right, transportation, Sam.
The only other thing I had was, there was a question of the new bus, that we ordered a year ago, and it's still on schedule to be March or April delivery, and there was a question of what year it's gonna be since we ordered it a year ago, and it'll be 2024, so we won't lose any time.
All right, thank you, Sam. All right, food services, Monica.
Nothing further.
Okay, technology, Mr. Ackerman.
Nothing further?
Thank you. All right, we'll move to principals, Mrs. Albright.
We had a few professional development days when we came back from Christmas break. And so if you remember, about a year ago, we started toying with a program called Ed Insight. It's kind of a data depot, all in one place for attendance data, testing and assessment data, including stage assessments, at-risk scores for students, a bunch of different things all in one program. And so we're still getting it going. We haven't pushed it out to all of the staff yet, as we need to figure it out with our MTSS team and kind of what it looks like and how we're going to utilize it. The principals have kind of been working with it. We haven't gotten the kinks with the attendance quite figured out yet. They're getting the program to work with our Power School program to show attendance in periods rather than half day or full day. And so we're still working with that, but we did have a meeting with them on the 5th with the MTSS title teams, and we were able to do a mini work session to kind of get some student data put in and actually work with the program. And we collaborated together to put all the information in on, like, if we meet over a student with our SIT teams in each of our buildings, and we tier the student, kind of what that process would look like, and batch uploading students into tiers for like our power hour groups based on our benchmark assessments and things like that. So it was a great work in the right direction. It's kind of been a slow start, but I think ultimately it will be something that we are able to utilize and worth the wait. So just kind of wanted to give an update on that.
Thank you. All right, Mrs. Tyne.
I'm also going to talk about professional learning. When we came back from break, our paraprofessionals had the opportunity to do some learning with Dr. Lofink from Southwest Plains Regional Service Center. This is the, I believe, third half-day training that she's done with them, and this training focused on classroom management. So they were able to look at what effective classroom management looks like. I think they had some videos and they watched some things, and, you know, what do you look for to see effective classroom management? They talked about how this impacts student learning. Why is it important to have strong classroom management? And then they got a little bit more in depth and started talking about how do the behaviors we see in students communicate those needs, and how as adults do we regulate our own response to those behaviors whenever they occur. So, you know, more and more we call on our paraprofessionals to step in when teachers have to be gone and we don't have a sub that is able to be here, or, you know, there are times, you know, they do our lunch supervision, but also in the classroom as well. So I think it was a great training. I wish all of our paras would have been able to be there, but some were not able to. So I thought just really important that they're able to, you know, when they're put in those situations, have a little bit of training to fall back on when they are dealing with those kinds of things. So,
Thank you. All right. It's our canoe boy, Mr. Helton.
Well, first thing was just to put out a friendly reminder, because it sneaks up real fast, the PLC that the high school and middle school have this Wednesday. It's at 2 p.m. We'll send a reminder out to families tomorrow morning, but didn't want that to sneak by anybody. And then I know that the water line's been added to the agenda, but just the educational side of it, well, you know that there are plans in place to continue learning. The water repairs will impact 4 classrooms in that south wing. They have other places set up. There's plans for their furniture to be where they need to be, projectors on carts, whatever needs to happen to continue learning. Those plans are in place. We had 6th grade students clear out their lockers today. They'll be able to use backpacks until the project is done. So we've made proper accommodations, and we'll continue to do so as things come up. But even moving some waffle makers and stuff for Teen Cuisine so that they can continue doing their thing where they need to. So plans are in place to continue learning at the middle school despite the repairs.
So I'd like to follow up on that a little bit. Like I said, I gave a congratulations to Tom and his crew and the janitors and Lance and all the people who helped out with that, but also Tyler. I gave him a holler last Thursday, I think it was. That, Tyler, you need to be thinking about this. This is on its way. I don't know exactly how it's going to look. We don't know exactly at that point in time which rooms. And his answer was, okay, I'm on it. And he got to it, and he's been working with the staff, and it's kept everything as calm, cool, and collective as possible. In times of crisis, slow down and get things organized, ready to roll, because school will continue. And so good on you, Tyler, and your people. Kudos.
Thanks, Tyler. All right, Mr. Johnson, you're already in the hot seat.
I would just like to point out that now the high school is not leading with the expenditures.
Not true. You are way ahead.
Just in your math. Just in my math, they're not winning. So since the last time that we were here, all we've had is finals and PD days, and the first days of back to school. So finishing up the finals years, this has been probably the toughest year to conduct finals. We had, I think, 31 students with incompletes first semester, and it was all due to sickness, missing a couple days. So we have a bunch of students that are trying to finish up those so we can actually finish up first semester. And they have to have those done by Friday. And the kids have been really good, and teachers have been really good about talking to each other and working through things. And so they will get all those taken care of this week. And then we actually wrap up first semester this week. We are continuing ahead with second semester. One of the things that I'll echo with our PD days, I've been really, really, really impressed with our staff. We have a focus K-12 of teacher clarity. Our staff did an awesome job of spending about 2 hours digging into what teacher clarity is. what the difference is between a learning intention and how you can't have learning intentions without success criteria, and how it really plays into standards-based grading for us. And so our staff has really owned it and done a really good job. And as I walked around today, I had really good conversations with almost every one of the staff members that had their learning intentions up and was trying to show them off. Even our PE department wanted to make sure and let me know that they had theirs posted this weekend up and everywhere. And so it's good stuff. Our teachers are really buying into it, and it's really creating collective efficacy with our staff, that they all believe in each other and in what we're doing right now. So thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. All right, let's move to unfinished business and KASB policy recommendations, the first reading.
All righty, as you're well aware, 2 times a year, KASB puts out recommended policy adjustments, revisions, or deletions, additions. So this time around, I'm asking you, it's the first read. What the purpose of the first read is just go through it and see if there's any questions, or, just give you a chance to look it over. And then we come back next month for final approval on these items. I'll just go through a couple of these, or I'll go through all of them. 3 of them deal with complaints of discrimination. One's for the staff, one's for the students, one's for against our procedures and whatnot. And the recommended adjustments just basically streamline the procedures, keeps things at the lowest level. That's a good adjustment. GCRF, non-school employment, is basically allows the district more freedoms rather, for classified staff if they want release time or not to go do some other job, go mow a lawn or whatever else it might be. IDAB deals with dropout prevention and homebound policy, basically sets up the situation for us to better utilize homebound services. IFA, and this is a new one, deals with classroom displays because as they look at it as a potential First Amendment issue. What their policy is recommending is, everything is posted in a classroom, to make sure it's educational and it's germane to the activities of that particular class. So that's a recommendation coming down. JBE truancy, this basically drives home the point that students with exceptionalities are also subject to truancy laws. We've always operated under that, but now this strengthens our position. JDD suspension and expulsion procedures just clears up the timeline. Says, because it's pretty dictatorial, is when this occurs, you have to do the next thing within X number of days. Now it really lines it out. And the final one on here is it deletes LED, family night, language that used to be in handbooks or policy books about taking special steps to actually hold activities on Wednesdays or Sundays. So it streamlines the operations of the district, saying you don't have to take special steps to do so. We try to avoid that in the first place, but now if we need to do something on one of those given nights due to whatever reason, it's just more streamlined. So this is the first read of these policies with the intention of coming back in February to put them into our board policies. Any questions I could answer for you? I think they're pretty straightforward.
I'll move we approve the first reading.
Ryan and Sean. Moved and seconded to approve the first reading of the KASB proposed policy adjustments. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, capital outlay project.
All right, I've got 3 different pieces of information to discuss with you within the capital outlay projects with 2 different motions. In order, I want to talk to you about the high school bleacher project, then talk about the boiler coil at the high school, the second of 4. And then the third is we talked about last time around, the roughed out concept drawing for the concession stand / restroom / CTE building, which you have before you. You have a drawing in front of you. So starting back with the bleachers, we've gone through the purchasing co-ops and gathered numbers. And then we thought, well, let's go ahead and reach out to a few other companies to see about, who is interested in replacing our bleachers. And what we have for you right now is the low bid. We ended up with 2 official bids. The low bid from Heartland Seating, which is the group that is the original bleacher system. So that's a good thing to come back with the same group. And they came in at the low bid of $385,879. We've been playing on borrowed time with this for a while. This project needs to be done. We're sitting good in capital outlay cash. We will exceed this year's revenue by taking this on, but the good thing about the way the structure of mills and whatnot, it will come back to us a year from now and every year after as we move forward. So the first recommendation I have for you, Mr. Jones, is that the board approve of the bid from Heartland Seating to replace the bleachers in the main gym at the high school, not to exceed $385,879.
Question, are they the same style bleacher?
No, I mean, they fold better. There's ADA.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is, are we gonna go to all, like, seems like these newer gyms, that's where they cut their costs, and they're just bench seating?
Oh, no, we still have the backs.
Okay.
Yeah, still have the backs.
Both sides?
Both sides.
Yeah, pretty.
You're gonna have, if I can speak up,
Yes, please do,
should have brought the drawing with me and I didn't.
because I'll get shot if we just put all bleachers
No,
in.
no, it won't be just all bleachers.
The home side, correct me if I'm wrong, Jerry, but we got 3 sets of seats that have backings. I don't think they have armrests, though. I don't think, they're the same ones that we had. Anyway, they do not have armrests. And then on the sides, it's just the standard seats like we have
Right.
now. The nice thing about them, when they come out, they'll automatically go up, just like probably over to college, I'm sure, in Scott City, everywhere. Now, the visitor side, it'll have a wider section of seats that have backings, and then I think there's 2 on each side that do not have.
Okay,
They're just like the ones that are there now.
right, pretty similar.
So, yeah, and we do have ADA cutouts and a band cutout that the band, I believe, can be on the floor now. And they have the, for Lance up there to call the game, and the media per platform and everything, so.
Wider seats?
Yeah, are they any wider?
They 18 and a half, 19 inch? Well, that I couldn't tell you.
No, I just think that if we went in there and everything was a bench seat,
That's, yeah, no,
we
I've
would
got the picture.
probably,
Like the old gym in Garden City?
yeah, we,
I mean, I can pull it up on my phone to show you.
okay.
Tom, I'm
You
showing
got
it
it,
to him.
okay, cool. I thought we had some.
Okay, cool.
No padded ones?
No.
If you want, we can get, another 100,000, I'm sure.
Perfect.
Get 50 of them,
Okay.
Bring your own pad.
Bring your own pad. Bring your own pad. Sunday. Okay. That's all I had. You can move on.
Well, I'm asking for, I recommend a motion to accept that.
Okay.
They've been needing to be repaired about 5 or 6 years, Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we put new rollers, remember?
What's the platform? Is it a wooden platform there then that they sit on? Yeah.
Right.
Gene was here.
Well, that way when the kids jump down, we don't lose that. That's part of it.
Yeah, you don't wanna lose
Clonk, 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 clonk. Yeah, don't wanna lose that.
I make a motion that we approve the Heartland seating for $385,879.
Okay. Sean
Second.
and Ryan. Moved and seconded to approve the bid from Heartland Seating to replace the bleachers in the main gym at the high school, not to exceed $385,879. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, on to your next one, Doctor.
The second boiler coil heat exchanger at the high school of 2 of 4. A month and a half ago, we just approved the first one, and literally like the 2 days after the last board meeting, this next one went. And so we ran the bid real fast. Only one company came forward, Tatro, the same group that last time, and they submitted the same bid, $24,765. We are taking, we're changing filters, we're fixing softening units so as to avoid this in the future, anything else, but, the time's against us. I would expect over the next, hopefully, couple of years, not months, we'll be looking at the other 2, so we can have 4 brand new ones. But this would be the second of 4 boiler coils that need to be replaced. So I recommend that the board accept the low bid from Tatro for $24,765.
This puts Jerry back in the lead as far as.
Yeah, oh yeah, Jerry's winning.
He's smoking.
Does the insurance count against us or not, since insurance is paying for it?
That's a great question.
I keep 2 ledgers.
Fair question.
We're not DC, bud. We're the real world.
So moved.
Ryan? And Sean? Moved and seconded to accept the low bid of $24,765 from Tatro to replace Another boiler coil at the high school. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, middle school
No,
water.
the
Oh, wait.
third item. You have before you the drawings of the, concept drawings of the concession stand, restrooms, CTE building, at the, football field. This is just, at this stage of the game, we just wanted to get some drawings put together, rough estimates. That's all we're at on this. This comes into, Nick Nemechek, drew these up for DCS, which is a bid, purchase project management group, just like Mammoth is. If you take a look at this, the way this is formulated, it would be nothing, we're not married to this at all, but it'd be to the west of the grandstands, toward the whatever that road is out there. So we'd have to look at moving sewage, the water and the gas, no big deal, it's just sewage as far as moving it. You'll see on this that with the future CTE classroom, which, we don't really know exactly what that would be at this point. Jerry and I talked about this the other day as far as surveying our students, see, well, what interest do we have in, like, I keep calling it building trades, but maybe it's a drone project. I don't know what else it could be. But a classroom for CTE. And the exciting thing about that is, it's one more pathway, so students who came out of here might be able to walk into a job, but also it generates FTE through CTE type things. The bathrooms and the concession stand would be facing the football field, so you have to assume the football field's this side of the picture. This comes in at $250 a square feet. This happens to be 50 by 95, so it's 4,750 square feet. At a bargain basement price of $1.187, $1,187,500. So, we engaged with two other groups about this, and they're all, ballpark same. One group said, well, we're not going to touch it unless you have drawings, and these are not official drawings, obviously. We're just at the point of, this is a good concept, looks nice. But at some point in time, we have to say, well, let's go. Something we could do, we could build half of the building, the front half, if you will, the restrooms and then concession stand, put a gabled roof on it so that we could expand it to the north, I guess it was what that would be, to put in the classroom. So down the road, we could make the decision to say, we've got to address that bathroom concession stand area, and here's a way to do it.
2 bathrooms?
Any questions I could answer for you?
When you gave that price, I wanted to go like this. Dr. Evil.
$1 million.
Okay. We ready to move on?
Yep.
Okay, let's move to the middle school water damage project.
Alrighty, as you well know, we had this occur right after Christmas. We had the deep freeze, and then upon the thaw, it popped a line, a faucet outside the middle school teacher workroom area. We do have in plans moving forward of having more presence in buildings while we're away, particularly during this time of year. We'll walk through the buildings more often. Yeah. Well, and we're not alone in this. According to what the information I've received, like 8 or 9 basketball courts got destroyed. I mean, it's all sorts of, we're not alone. The weather was not good in western Kansas. So it doesn't make, we won't find solace in other people's misery because we have our own misery. But regardless, our choice is really to fix it. So we are. Service masters on site as we speak, doing it, taking care of it. I'm asking you to pass a motion to use contingency reserve not to exceed $45,000 with Service Master. And just so you know which way the weed is waving, so my thought process on this, there's a magic spot, and this is my conversations with Trent and then also with Sean Myers, who's now the president or King Pumbaa of Iron. At some point in time, it's worth turning this into insurance, or it's not worth turning it into insurance, okay? The good thing is it's not linear. We don't have to make that choice today. We can just continue to gather up bills, and at some point in time say, you know what, we need to turn this in, okay? The magic number that Sean and I kicked around is 80,000. That's the magic number. So 45 is what we're sitting at right now. So let's say this is it, we're just done. Chances are I would not choose to turn it in for insurance, as it does not take board action or anything, just letting you know where my thinking is on it. What they're doing as we speak, once again, the crew got in and got all the water sucked up and got rid of it. They're coming in tomorrow, where they put in dehumidifiers over the weekend. If you were to walk through the middle school office, you'd see all these blue behemoth machines sucking air out of the water, or water out of the air. Coming in tomorrow, pop the toe hole, or whatever it's called, toe molds, and to drill holes to blow air up into it to see if we can dry things out that way. If we're done with that, in and out and done, good enough. If that does not take, if we need to do more, then we'll be looking to cut out drywall, 2 feet worth of drywall, and really digging into it and drying it out that way. The issue with that is, in certain areas of that school, we have wallpaper. And so if that occurs, then we're facing not just fixing the wall, but deciding what to do with the walls themselves. And we don't like to spend $30,000 on wallpaper, do we, Mr. Jones?
We hate it.
Yes, we do. So bringing back some sort of paint of some sort. That is yet to be determined. We don't know that we need to do that yet. Okay, so that's sitting there waiting. We do have one from the carpet people, J&M, say that you're going to replace the carpet. And so in conversation with Iron or Sean or whatnot, we just need a detailed reasoning for that. And right now we are in discussion with EMC about that very topic. Because the belief system by some people is, we'll just pull it up, put new glue down, move on down the road. What our expert advice is saying to us is, don't do that. It'll cause problems down the road, and it just won't look good as well.
What's the back of the carpet? Is it rubber?
What's the back of the carpet, Tom?
Probably just like a cloth woven,
Is it cloth or is it like this right here? Because this is rubber.
same carpet as this.
I bet you this is rubber. And you're probably gonna have standing water underneath. It's gonna stay.
So it's not those tiles like.
No, this is one. And right now, the pre-bid we have on that is $45,000. So if you do the math, we got 41 plus 45, we're over 80. But once again, we've got one whole year to turn this into insurance. So it's not like we have to beat feet and get this turned in tomorrow. At the same time, Mike and I would very much like to get this all taken care of in the same fiscal year so that we can, just cap it. It's easy, no journal entries later on. At this stage of the game, out of pocket with the chiller, it's $10,000 out of our pocket. If we turn this project in, it'll be another $10,000. But then what we're weighing against that is what happens with the premiums next year, the following year, the following year, and the following year. But that's what Trent was alluding to, and what Sean talked to me at the basketball game about was, we've got 10 years worth of, it's been 07 since this district has put in a claim. So EMC's made some bank on us throughout the year. And Sean himself said he'd be at the table with the negotiations if need be, as far as keeping things in line. Now, it's not to guarantee there won't be an increase, because, the assessed valuations have all gone up. We've built, you've got the barn, you've got the playground, just it costs more for steel. So to say it won't go up is a misnomer, or not accurate. It probably will go up just because we're breathing. But what he's saying is he will do what he can to mitigate the ravages of the increase and not allow anyone to say, yeah, look, you used our insurance a couple times. So that's where we're sitting. All I'm asking from you tonight is to make the motion to use contingency reserve. And we made that motion last time. And in order to use contingency reserve monies in the state of Kansas, it takes a direct overt action by the board. Now, if in the way we write this, the motion is not to exceed. Well, so if we spend $1 out of it, that meets the motion. So we're fine with that. So we don't need to spend the money if we don't want to. So if the smart move for us is not to do so. Makes sense to me if 80,000 is that magic spot, and it looks like we need a new carpet, and we're in the process of gathering information from the experts. My guess is I'll end up turning this into insurance, and we'll move on down the path. After tonight's motion, the cash will come out of contingency reserve, and we've got almost $900,000 there. We're sitting pretty there.
So our deductible will come out of this motion if we go.
That's correct, right. So I recommend that you someone make the motion to use contingency reserve not to exceed $45,000 to address the middle school water damage project.
So moved, Matt.
Jill. And Sean. Moved and seconded to not exceed $45,000 out of contingency reserve to handle the water damage at the middle school. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, new business, resolution.
It is the time of the year, due to machinations of government a while back, to re-elect the leadership of the board and the setting of the meetings. You have two choices before you. One is to take care of that tonight, both those items, or the other is to pass a resolution for both of those individually to push it to July. I personally see no reason whatsoever to do it tonight. My recommendation is on the resolution sheets you have before you to take the second choice where it says, or at the first meeting of the Board of Education in July of 2023, would set the, do the election. And then the second resolution, these would need to be separate resolutions, would be, or establish the day of the week, week of the month, time, location, blah, 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 for 2023, 2024 school year during the July board meeting.
I'll make a motion to do the second one for July.
Do them in July.
Okay,
Second.
and Sean, Casey and Sean. It's been moved and seconded to
That hurts.
push board
Election.
officer elections to the July 2023 board meeting. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Okay, and now you need another one
Just
for
setting of the meeting.
setting of the meeting.
Do you make the same motion, Casey?
Yes.
Okay, Casey and Sean. Moved and seconded to move the resolution meetings to the July board meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Premium pay retention incentive.
Okay, as you well know, the last several years have just been something else legendary well, in society, but specifically within school systems. And so the federal government, when they're issuing of the ESSER monies, ESSER 3 in particular, they allowed a proviso in there where districts could put in for, into our application for premium pay as a retention incentive. So we did that. We wrote that in. And so what I'm recommending to the board is that the board approve of a $500 gross premium payment retention incentive for the USD 363 employees. That includes employees under contract, whether it be at a regular work agreement, teaching contract, or a supplemental contract. So that's who it would pertain to.
I'll make a motion to approve the $500 gross premium payment retention incentive for all USD 363 employees.
Second.
Casey and Jill. Moved and seconded to approve the $500 gross premium pay retention incentive for USD 363 employees. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, executive session.
15 minutes.
Okay. Let's say we go into executive session for 15 minutes at 6:50, 1 and 30 seconds, no, 6:50. And that'll just be Dr. Myers. Do we need anyone else? Just Dr. Myers.
And 30 seconds.
Have a motion?
Yep.
Okay, Jill and Sean. Moved and seconded to go into executive session at 6:50 for 15 minutes with Dr. Myers. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
My life.
Ready to go, folks? Is it time? Okay, yeah. All right, we are back in session. And I need a motion to hire Alex McCormick as a fill-in route and activity bus driver.
So moved.
Second.
Jill and Ryan. Moved and seconded to hire Alex as a fill-in route and activity bus driver. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, I need a motion to hire Ashley Brown as a route bus driver.
So moved.
Second.
Ryan and Jill. Moved and seconded to hire Ashley. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We need a motion to hire Marietta Benedict as a full-time cook.
Second.
Sean and Casey. Been moved and seconded to hire Marietta. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. I need a motion to give Dr. Myers a 2.62% pay increase to go along with the recommendation for the classified employees in the district, and also to add the language to his contract that all contributions from USD 363, the employer, to the superintendent's 403B account are 100% vested upon disbursement.
So moved.
Second.
Ryan and Jill. Moved and seconded to give a 2.62% pay increase and add the language to his contract on the 403B. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
That is all.
I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Ryan
Second.
and Jill. Moved and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. See you next month, folks.